Hi everyone. Today we'll be exploring one of the most beautiful ideas in calculus, that is integration. It was formulated by Isaac Newton and Leibniz. So we'll start. Imagine you're driving a car and your speed keeps changing every second. Okay, and sometimes you're going very faster, sometimes you're going slower. So if I ask you, what is your total distance covered in 10 seconds? So you just can't multiply speed into time and say the total distance covered, right? Because your speed is not constant. So what do? We take very tiny intervals of time, let it be seconds or milliseconds, and for each tiny moment we multiply speed into that tiny time to get the tiny distance. Then we add up all of those tiny distances, and that addition of tiny infinitely small quantities is what we call integration. So what is integration? It is the process of adding up tiny changes to find the total effect. Now let's see it mathematically how we represent integration. So let's make it mathematical now. Suppose there is a curve fx, okay, and I want to find the area under this curve from x equals to a to x equals to b. How do I do it? Like if there was a geometrical figure like rectangle, square, triangle, circle, the area of this curve would be easier to find out, right? But this is a random curve. How do you find the area under this curve? So for this we use integration. We find area under the curve. So what we do is we'll take a small, how did the scientists proceed? Like we'll divide this portion into subdivisions, right? And we'll make rectangles, and you see, we'll calculate the area of these rectangle, and we'll add up all the area, and we'll get the area of this curve. But there is some error. Do you see here? These portions are left out, right? These portions are left out. So what do? We'll take very tiny width, like dx, very tiny width. So there is like almost approximately equal to this area, right? And this tiny change will take as dx. So we'll calculate the area of the small rectangle, which is length into breadth. What is the length here? Length is height, and height is fx, right? Function at the point x, and here the change in width is dx. So area of small rectangle is fx into dx, and the area of whole curve would be integration of a to b fx dx, right? We'll sum all these tiny rectangles and find the area under the curve, right? And this s symbol is used as sum in integration. So as we see, integration means sum of infinitely small area, right? That is integration. Literally means sum of infinitely many tiny areas, and we'll get integration, and we'll get area under this curve. Now we'll see the connection to differentiation. How does this connect to differentiation? Differentiation tell us rate of change, like the speed of car, and integration tell us the total change, like total distance traveled by the car. And this is the differentiation, and this is the integration. Now they are opposite of each other, right? Differentiation breaks a big quantity into small changes, and integration add all those small changes to a big quantity back. So it's like differentiation is zooming in and integration is zooming out, right? Zooming out. Now we'll learn about what is constant of integration. So we have been given integrate what is integration of 2x dx. This means we are trying to find the function whose derivative is 2x. Can you tell a function whose derivative is 2x? It's easy, right? X square's derivative is what? 2x. So we know the derivative of x square is 2x, right? So answer is x square, right? So x2 integration of 2x dx is x square. But wait, differentiation loses constant, right? Differentiation of any constant is 0. So we don't know here whether it was plus 2 minus 3. So we always add a constant plus c called the constant of integration. So this c is known as the constant of integration, right? Now we'll see what are the types of integral. There are two types of integration. One is indefinite integral and second one is definite integrals. So indefinite integral is a general integration without any limits, and it's a general formula. Like integration of fx dx is fx plus c. Like we don't get the exact value in indefinite integral. And for definite integrals, integration over a specific interval, like we did here, exact interval was a to b, and so integration over a specific interval to find the exact value. So integration of a to b fx dx equals to, we'll get some exact value as, let it be a, and we'll get that exact value. So there are two types of integrals. One is definite integral and second one is definite integrals. Okay, so there are many standard formulas which we have to learn. So remember some of the formulas, like integration of x and dx would be x to the power n plus 1 and divided by n plus 1 plus c, and integration of ex dx is ex plus c, and differentiation of ex was e to the power x, right? And this is one, here there is a condition ki x can't be, n can't be minus 1, n can't be minus 1. If n becomes minus 1, the integration changes. Like integration of 1 by x dx is ln x plus c, and integration of sin x is minus cos x plus c, and integration of cos x is equals to sin x plus c. So we'll see one two examples here for integration. Like find integration of 3x squared plus 2x plus 1 dx. So first we'll divide into different parts, like 3x squared dx plus integration of 2x dx plus integration of 1 dx. Now we know 3 is a constant, so we'll take it out, and then integration of x square is, see here the formula, x cube by 3. So it would be x cube by 3, and this would get cancelled, it would become x cube. Similarly here it would become x square by 2, and both would get cancelled, and x square. And here integration of dx is x and plus a constant, right? Similarly second question is integration of 1 by x plus e to the power x plus sin x dx. So we know integration of 1 by x is ln x, right? And plus integration of ex dx is ex, and integration of sin x is minus cos x plus constant of integration.